Hello and welcome back, crocheters. Today we are going to learn the double crochet. This is another wonderful stitch. If you can tell, it's a little bit taller than some of the other stitches that I've shown you so far. It's going to take up a lot more space, and it is a very common stitch for making things like blankets, scarves, pillows, and really anything else that you can make with crochet. You will be happy to know that our double crochet is not too different than our half double crochet or even our single crochet. So you should be able to pick it up pretty quickly. But that's enough talking for me. Let's just jump right into it. To begin our double crochet, we have to start with, and you guessed it, a chain. Go ahead and chain 13 for me, and I'll meet you back here when you're all finished. Alright, crocheters, so you should have 13 chain stitches in your chain. We're going to go ahead and we are going to get our llama, and we are going to bite the 5th chain on the hook. So here's my chain. I'm going to count down 5 V's. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And I am biting that 5th chain and I'm covering it up. I'm going to put my hook inside of my 4th chain from my hook. That means I'm skipping 3 chains when I start, and I'll explain why in a little bit. I'm going to double check to make sure my hands are in the proper place. That means my thumb and my pointer finger are holding my hook just like a pencil, gripping where that groove is or that indentation. I might use my middle finger to help guide my hook, or I will tuck it underneath my hook. My llama is already biting where it needs to bite, and I'm going to take my llama's ears and I'm going to hold the working yarn, or that extra yarn that's attached to the ball, back. All right, now we're going to start. To do this, we are going to start by wrapping. We are going to poke into the chain, pull out of the chain, and I'm going to have 3 loops on my hook. At this point, it's looking a lot like my half double crochet. I am now going to wrap, move my llama to bite the loops that are on my hook, and I'm going to pull through 2 loops only. And now I should have 2 loops on my hook. I'm going to wrap again, and I'm going to pull through 2 loops again. This time I just have 1 loop left on my hook. When I have 1 loop left on my hook, my stitch is complete, and we have just completed our first double crochet. Let's do that again. I'm going to reset my hands. My hook is going to go in the next chain space, so I'm going to move my thumb back, pinching the chain space right behind the one I'm about to put my hook into. I'm double checking to make sure my hands are holding my hook like a pencil. I can use my middle finger if I need to help guide my hook, and my llama's ears are nice and tall. And let me go in. I'm going to wrap, poke in, pull out. I have 3 loops on my hook. I'm going to wrap, bite, pull through 2, wrap, bite, pull through 2. Let's do that again. I'm going to reset my hands, wrap, poke in, pull out, wrap, bite, pull through 2, wrap, bite, pull through 2. Notice that I'm adjusting my llama's mouth so that I am always holding the 2 loops or 3 loops that are on my hook. So here I'm going to adjust them just a little bit more, just to give me a little bit more control. So I'm resetting my hands, I'm wrapping, poke in, pull out, wrap, bite, pull through 2, wrap, bite, pull through 2. Reset my hands. Wrap, poke in, pull out, wrap, bite, pull through 2. Wrap, bite, pull through 2. Reset my hands. Wrap, poke in, pull out, wrap, bite, pull through 2. Wrap, bite, pull through 2. And we're going to go ahead and do this all the way until we get to the end of our chain. And then I'm going to show you how we turn around. So wrap, poke in, pull out, wrap, bite, pull through 2, wrap, bite, pull through 2. Reset my hands, wrap, poke in, pull out, wrap, bite, pull through 2, wrap, bite, pull through 2. So here I am at the end of my first row. I have 10 stitches here, and as you can notice, they're a little bit taller. Compared to the other stitches, it's a little bit more clear where one stitch ends and the other begins. I have 10 stitches here. Remember, I chained 13 and I skipped the first 3. When I get to the end of my row, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to chain 3. So I'm going to wrap, pull through 1, wrap, pull through 1, wrap, pull through 1, chaining 3. Then I'm going to flip over and I'm going to start working on my next row. Remember that your yarn that is attached to your ball or your working yarn must be behind your llama's mouth and behind your project. So it's not here, it's not in front, maybe wrapping around and doing this. This yarn is always completely 100% behind our project. And we're going to go ahead and we're going to make our next stitch. So I'm going to go ahead and go into this hole here. So I'm biting right behind. Remember, you're going to be putting your hooks in between your stitches. Because these stitches are a little bit taller, I think it's a little bit more clear where you're supposed to put your hook in these holes up here. But if you're still a little unsure where to put them, go ahead and turn it on its side. And you should see these V's here. You're just going to put your hook under the 2 legs of the V. So we're going to go ahead, grab the stitch right behind the one we're going to put our hook into. Our llama is holding back. My hand is in pencil grip position. I'm going to wrap, poke in, pull out, wrap, bite, pull through 2, wrap, bite, pull through 2. And I'm going to show you why we put those chains at the end of each row. As you can see, because this is such a tall stitch, this here is the chain that I made at the end of the row. It'd be a little bit hard to tell. I created this chain to be as tall as the stitch I'm about to create. And what that allows me to do is it allows me to create a nice straight angle. So when I create the next row, it's not slanted as it goes up. This corner is going to be as tall as the stitch, so I'm going to have a perfect rectangle, and as it goes taller, I'm going to have a perfect square here. That's why we make these chains. It isn't as obvious why we need them when we make the single crochet, because it's a very short stitch. And even the half double crochet, it's still a pretty short stitch, but you can see now why it's so important. If I did not have this chain here to make a nice tall corner, I would have all of a sudden a very tall stitch where there was nothing here, and it wouldn't form a nice square corner. It would kind of form in a little bit of an angle. So that's just why we add those chains at the end of each row, just in case you were wondering. I think now is the time where it makes the most sense. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to go to the end of our row. So So go ahead and grab your project, making sure your hands are in the right position, and we are going to wrap, poke in, pull out, wrap, bite, pull through 2, wrap, bite, pull through 2. So it's really important when we are doing our stitches that we are doing exactly the amount of pulling through each loop that I tell you to do. If you find yourself in a situation where you are supposed to pull through 2 and say you only accidentally pull through 1, do not wrap again. Just go ahead and take this loop here and pull it under. Remember, you must pull through 2 loops before you can wrap again. And it's pretty common to find, especially when you're going kind of fast, for you to only accidentally maybe pull through 1 loop. Oh, I just pulled through 1, not 2. Just keep pulling through until you have pulled through both loops on your hook. So we're pulling through 2, wrapping, pulling through 2. Make sure your hands really are doing the things that they need to be doing, that you're biting the loops on your hook. Because this stitch is a little bit tall, it might feel a little strange on your hands at first. Your hands are going to have to be stretching a little bit more than they did with the other stitches. And so it's just so much more important that you have more control over your project. And so that is why your llama needs to be where your llama is told to be. So it needs to be biting the loops on the hook, or it needs to be on that hole right behind where you're going to be putting your hook. That just gives you a little bit more control. Okay, I had 10 chains, 10 on my first row, and now I'm going to have 10 on my next row. And crocheters, this is how we make the double crochet. If you are a little bit confused about how to do that, you can go ahead and watch this video again and again and again and again until it makes sense to you. But if you're still confused, go ahead and leave a comment below and I will do my best to answer it. Remember that it takes practice, patience, and perseverance to master crochet, so take as long as you need. If you like this video and want to see more like it, go ahead and like and subscribe. I hope you enjoyed this video as much as I have, and I look forward to seeing you in my next one. Bye-bye!